Keep alive the dream, Howard Thurman wrote, for as long as a person has a dream in their heart, they cannot lose the significance of living. Last week, I spoke here about courage and community, offering the idea that we are not alone. In terms of people, we have many others who hold fast to dreams of goodness and well-being for ourselves and all our neighbors. And in terms of God, we have the strong presence of God that dwells within us as an underground river that is constant and cannot be taken from us. Through prayer and meditation, we can remember that holy presence and tap into that deep river of love and courage. I also spoke about the importance of understanding evil and how it works. Howard Thurman said that the real target of evil is to corrupt the spirit of man and to give to his soul the contagion of disintegration. When we let the evil that is in the world around us invade our spirits, our hope, and our dreams begin to disintegrate. Despair can be contagious, and the powers and principalities of evil delight in that contagion and disintegration. Keep alive the dream, Howard Thurman said, for as long as a person has a dream in their heart, they cannot lose the significance of living. This month on Rhythm and Word, we're taking inspiration from pastor, theologian, and scholar, the Reverend Howard Thurman, particularly through this book, Meditations of the Heart. As I shared last week, Howard Thurman lived from 1900 to 1981. He was a spiritual advisor to the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., to Sherwood Eddy, to James Farmer, A.J. Muste, and Pauli Murray, along with many others of our elders, ancestors, and heroes. Thurman co-founded the Church for the Fellowship of All Peoples in San Francisco, California, the first interracially co-pastored intercultural church in the United States. Howard Thurman was a mystic, deeply grounded in spiritual practices of prayer and meditation. He sought an experience of God's presence in his life and reflected deeply on our human experiences and our relationship with God. He wrote these meditations and prayers for his congregation. They were first published in 1976, but they hold a universal appeal that has held up over time. Our theme today is dreams. The dreams that inspire us, the dreams that keep us going, the dreams that call us toward right action, the dreams that give us hope. Last week, I shared that those of us on the civil rights pilgrimage, when we visited the Whitney plantation and learned about the horrors of slavery, we found ourselves asking, how could someone have the courage to keep on living while they were entrapped and tormented by the evils of enslavement? One member of our group specifically reflected on the suffering of mothers whose children were stolen from them and sold away to become treated as property of other white enslavers. That's just one story among thousands of stories. But it made us ask, how does a mother continue to live in a situation like that? How does a father, a husband, a wife, a brother, a sister continue to live when families are torn apart and brutal violence is ever present? One member of our pilgrimage said, all I could think of was that someone at some time had a dream that it could be different someday. This was powerful to me. The idea that a dream about the future can change something about the present. There can be a dream that something that does not exist right now can exist in the future. That changes how we feel right now. We need dreams like that right now. We need glimmers of possibility for the world we want to live in. In his meditation called Keep Alive the Dream in the Heart, Howard Thurman writes this: the dream in the heart is an outlet. It is one with the living water welling up from the very springs of being, nourishing and sustaining all of life. Where there is no dream, the life becomes a swamp, a dreary dead place, and deep within, a man's heart begins to rot. The dream need not be some great and overwhelming plan. It need not be a dramatic picture of what might or must be someday. It need not be a concrete outpouring of a world-shaking possibility of a sure future. Such may be important for some. Such may be crucial for a particular moment of human history, but it is not in these grand ways that the dream nourishes life. The dream is the quiet persistence in the heart that enables a man to ride out the storms of his churning experiences. In another meditation, Thurman says that dreams lead to two miracles. The first miracle of a dream takes place when we begin to embody the dream that we hold in our minds and hearts. Then what we do and say are reflections of that dream. There's no difference between us and the dream. We embody the dream. The second miracle, he says, is when a dream begins to take a clear shape and become concrete. This means, he says, that something more than the man becomes the embodiment of the dream. Others begin to see the manifestation and to feel the pull of its challenge. In turn, through sheer contagion, they relate themselves to it and its demands. A dream can be contagious, Howard Thurman tells us. Not only despair, but dreams also can be contagious. A dream, Thurman continued, and let me read this. A dream is the ever-recurring melody in the midst of the broken harmony and harsh discords of human conflict. It is the touch of significance which highlights the ordinary experience, the common event. The dream is no outward thing. It does not take its rise from the environment in which one moves and functions. It lives in the inward parts. It is deep within, where the issues of life and death are ultimately determined. As we continue to look back on the week that has passed and look ahead to the weeks that are coming, let's remember to center down into our inner source where God dwells within us. Listen to this prayer by Howard Thurman called Memories Crowd Upon Us. Memories crowd upon us as we look back over the week just past. Many high hopes, many dreams unfulfilled, many blunders made, and in the sharpness of our anguish, we would turn back the wheels of time and try again. Many joys that were unanticipated, many little graces by which our faith in ourselves and in life is lifted up and strengthened, much for which we need to be forgiven, much we need to forgive. All around us, there are reminders of thy presence, O God, in our midst. Pangs of conscience, a spontaneous impulse to do the kind and gracious thing, the sensitiveness to another's needs, the great burden of anguish which we feel as we look out upon the world. Teach us, O living Spirit, the wisdom to lay ourselves bare to thy scrutiny, that we may reflect thy life in the dark places in our minds, hearts, and desires, that we may know thy courage and the grounds of thy hope for the children of men. Keep alive the dream this week, for as long as you have a dream in your heart, you cannot lose the significance of living. Life matters, and God is with us. Amen.
A dream is a wish your heart makes when you're fast asleep. In dreams you will lose your heartaches. Whatever you wish for, you keep. Have faith in your dreams, and someday your rainbow will come smiling through. No matter how your heart is grieving, if you keep on believing, a dream that you wish will come true. A dream is a wish your heart makes when you're fast asleep. In dreams you will lose your heartache. Whatever you wish for, you keep. Have faith in your dreams, and someday your rainbow will come smiling through. No matter how your heart is grieving, if you keep on believing, the dream that you wish will come true.